Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Dan Steele.
And I'm Chad Eubank.
And this is the Sports Desk coverage of the 2015 Portage Open Judo Tournament.
Starting things off is Ryder Marinuk.
His first time out, he gets caught with a quick Asotagari. He gets back up and returns the favor, which he does again.
And again, good old Asotagari, leading to the match with Ryder's twin Connor, Wildcard Marinuk, who promptly throws himself for his brother.
And Ryder climbs over top for a Kesagatami hold down.
Next up is Autumn Jackson against her teammate David Robinson.
Aggressively attacking and basically hurling him to the mat.
Riley Wing showing speed, transition to groundwork, only to be quickly wrapped up by his opponent. But he's back with a quick Asotagari.
In comes Eric Olsen, who seems to be trying to cast some sort of spell.
Which Wing brushes aside, moving straight into Asotagari, and briefly forgets where he is before placing Olsen in Kesagatami.
Here's Maggie skips Olenek, forcing past an opponent's defenses for her Asotagari.
There's good technique and balance being displayed there.
True that, Chet. Quick recovery from Skips. Whoa, and an Ouchigari?
And a Kosoto from her opponent.
I thought these kids did only Asotagaris and Asotagari counters. This young man is off the rails.
Skips is getting wise to him.
But not enough before he senses her Asoto attacks and takes her down.
In the U12 Hulkamania division, Jack Adamson shows his patented spin them until they fall down technique.
And when an opponent tries to muscle back, Jack hulks out completely and Teeth Baird chases him to the ground. Can anyone stop this monster?
Enter Dylan Tully and his Koshiguruma. It looks like Tully has a solution to Jack's powerful spin.
And a nice little hip throw, with just a couple of things the refs should have noticed. First, it was clearly a drop throw, which is illegal for kids under 14. And number two, what the heck is Jack doing here?
Devlin, Mop Top Craig, unable to see through his hair, flails at and throws an invisible opponent.
Allowing his true opposition to score was Ari. Now here's a haircut you could set your watch to. Kieran Olsen lets his opponent go in for the Asoto and brute force counters.
But be warned, that can go both ways.
And Olsen is murked.
I beg your pardon, Dan?
Now he's up against Andrew Baritone Stangle, who changes it up with a Tai Toshi.
Of course, the Portage Club has been sticking to new rules for kids under 14 regarding standard front of the gi gripping and the now illegal use of sacrifice throws that can so often lead to concussion.
Although it looks like the refs aren't too concerned about grips, or, oh, what would you say, Tani Itoshi? You know what, seeing this, the Portage coach should just send his kids in with rolls of quarters and broken beer bottles.
That's wildly inappropriate, Dan.
It's actually pronounced inappropriate, Chet.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Lanky Troy Doherty gets dragged down with a Koshiguruma.
And has to face Brady Addison to get another chance. Brady, of course, is Portage's youngest used car salesman.
Once he does, Lanky fights off that strong Koshiguruma.
Wearing down his opponent, making them vulnerable to a speedy shoulder throw. Good work, Troy.
Full shizzle, Chet. Ashley Jackson, unable to use his usual Tani Itoshi, gets hold of his opponent, straight up pulls him over his hip, and down for the pin.
New to competition, Ty Donald stuffs up and uses impeccable technique for a standing Moroto Sinagi, scoring an Ippon in his very first match.
He's in a bit more trouble in his second match, but whoa! Danny needs new shorts.
A beautiful throw. And then either because of draw sheet oversight, or simply because everyone wanted to see it again, Ty is forced to repeat his matches.
Which he does in style, earning himself the nickname Ty Hips Donald.
I'm thinking that naming a 13-year-old boy Hips is wildly inappropriate, Dan.
Inappropriate, Chet, get with the program.
Tinkerbell Friesen finds herself up against a far taller competitor.
Wow, that is an obvi grip below the belt.
Which normally gets you a penalty or disqualified. A little spin past the ref.
Another sound point for quarters and broken beer bottles, Chet.
But Tinkerbell holds her own. Unfortunately, all that height and questionable gripping eventually takes her toll.
Tinkerbell will have to face Portage's V Redo, which she takes very seriously. It looks like the fun and games are over. The constant smile on Tink's face is all but gone.
And here we go again. Look at the size difference between these two.
Tinkerbell still manages to go on the offensive before...
Oh, that is such a bad position to be in. Boom.
Second of the trio is Carter Magic Man Friesen, who gave up a school dance to train for this tournament.
He is set and determined for a gold medal, and it shows in his actions. Very methodical.
You almost have to feel sorry for his opponent, who clearly didn't really know what he was getting into.
Last of the infamous trio is Owen Vandal Friesen, who's voted least nervous at tournaments and most likely to break something by his Portage teammates.
Including Delane Thiessen, who he faces now.
Though very different body types and fighting styles, these two are quite evenly matched.
Tough to see just off camera, but it looks like Vandal manages to get the upper hand. Oh, speaking of different body types, here's Dwight Ducharme against Brandon's Walter Croker.
Dwight's going to have to make good use of those long limbs and legs to make the difference here.
Hundo, Chet. And there it is.
What did you say?
But not one to rely on reach, Dwight shows speed, control, and technique to take the gold in his division.
And here's Portage competitors Chisholm Scott and Wade Campbell. Wade taking Chisholm to the ground but unable to secure a pin. The two expend a lot of energy trying to make things happen.
Until, like so many senior matches, both are completely exhausted and one manages to simply fall on top of the other. With his second win, Campbell takes a page from the Walker playbook and a modified Makakomi.
Nice. Speaking of Walker, here's Starbuck, who currently sets a record for lame excuses to miss judo class, facing off against Tasha the Disaster Burden.
I know these two are friends, Chet, but don't you think it would get frustrating and annoying constantly fighting someone with Burden's credentials?
You tell me, Dan.
Just what exactly you're trying to say, Chet?
I'm sure nothing at all, Dan.
Just look at that smug smile on Burton's face.
Now in the senior open division, Tasha's up against an older and far more experienced opponent. This isn't going to be a walk in the park for her.
No sir, her usual hold downs and Koshi Guruma are met with skilled resistance.
Even Harushi Mata is countered seconds after the clock runs out, sending them into overtime.
Where unfortunately the same counter means a loss for the Disaster.
It's nice to see Burton getting so challenged in a local tournament after her and Ryan Walker won bronze at the 2015 Canada Winter Games.
I don't know, Chet, I'm actually getting a little tired of constantly hearing about how amazing Walker and Burton are.
Oh, I could never get tired of that, Dan.
Fair enough, Chet.
Now look at this joke. That's not an entirely natural color Tasha's face is turning.
No, she's definitely not smiling now. But with a stubborn determination doubtlessly responsible for her father's hair loss, Burton manages an escape.
She's caught a walk and...
No!
Speaking of stubborn determination, look at her digging for that Uchimata. And...
No! That throw was on fleek, Chet.
I'm not exactly sure how old you think you are, Dan.
We have with us in studio now Tasha's coach, Sean the Bod Burton.
Sean, can you talk us through this tiebreaker match?
Well, Tasha goes for the Uchimata again, and just misses it. She tries throwing her opponent straight at me. She tries letting her opponent body slam on top of her. She even tries bashing her own face into the mat. But Tasha once again ends up in golden score overtime, where she is pinned. 20 seconds means a loss for my pawn, but even 10 means a loss from a partial point Yuko.
Thanks, Sean the Bod. An incredible effort, but Tasha only manages to escape before the pawn, where she leaves her victor on the mat, apparently dead from exhaustion.
Now Golden Boy Ryan Walker fights in the U21 division. Looking somewhere between super confident and phoning it in, Walker goes in with a Makakomi.
Is that a new move for Walker?
No, Dan. No, it is not.
There it is again. He seems to be getting some mileage out of it. And a third time's the charm.
You just can't argue with the results, Dan.
You really can't, Chet.
And Walker kicks it up a notch in the senior advanced division with a nice throw.
Old man Pinto Town clumsily stumbles through his first match with, I think that guy's name is Attila.
Cool name, Dan.
Wow, Town is really balding. Someone should probably mention that to him.
Some bear tactics, and after a little mate lunges, a Yoko Wakari that for some reason earns no real points. And a drop Sinong that doesn't either. It looks like that bottle of scotch Town sent to the referee's lounge is really paying off.
But he's caught up here, and down he goes. That was strangely satisfying, Chad. Let's see that from a different angle. Up, and silly old man. That means Walker's up against Attila, who tries his Yoko Wakari, but is dragged off behind the woodshed by Walker.
And that's the Yuko that'll win the match.
You can win matches with just Yuko, Chad?
You sure can, Dan.
Here, Town gives up a Wazari, and gears all the way down to hold his opponent for the pin.
I like the loop-de-loop there, Dan.
You gotta.
That means Town faces off against that Attila guy, but faces elimination.
The old man picks the right way to fall down, and here it is.
Competing in the tournament for the first and last time are Portage sparring partners Pinto Town and Ryan Walker.
Town looking very confident, not bothering to get any kind of functional grip whatsoever.
Here's the Makakomi, which Town may have seen before.
I can comfortably say that's a good-looking couple of dudes, Dan.
Town seems kind of creepy skinny.
Yeah, he does.
In 95% of their sparring matches, Walker throws Town with an Atsuri Doshi at the 1 minute 30 second mark.
Oh, Town breaks the curse. And checking the clock, make sure Walker knows it.
But here comes Walker's opening, and there goes Town. It's all over.
Walker takes the gold, and a heartfelt hug between the Portage teammates ends it. At least it would have, Chet, if this footage hadn't surfaced. Here we can see from another angle Walker's clear use of illegal grips to finish his throw. Judo Manitoba and Judo Canada have decided to take back Walker's bronze medal and his gold at Portage. In fact, here's Town breaking into Walker's home, taking back the ill-gotten medal, and celebrating with Walker's family. SMH Chet, back at the Portage Open. The day closes with the club's wind-up, including Judoka of the Year trophies and questionably hygienic ice cream cake. Well, that's all from us. Everyone here at the Sports Desk would like to wish the Portage Judo Club fun and excitement in the next tournament season.
Good luck to everyone.
I'm Dan Steele.
And I'm Chad Eubank, and we are out of here.